Hey everybody, this is the 5-minute music review. My name is Alex Daniel, and today we're going to be talking about the Brooklyn band Ava Luna and their new album, Electric Balloon. If you're unfamiliar with Ava Luna so far, I think the best way to categorize them is weird. They don't really have a genre that I think you can go to really describe them, because they really jump around all over the place. In 2010, when they released the Services EP, they were an ensemble, really. They weren't necessarily a band. They had 7 people in the band. 3 of them provided vocal harmonies, and, it was just as much inspired by soul music as it was by electronica, and as much as it was by indie rock. So it's really kind of hard to categorize or put this band into a good musical label, or to really fit them in something. Their follow-up to that was their first full-length record, which was Ice Level. If you haven't listened to Ice Level before, I definitely recommend it. Even though it is a little bit inaccessible. What I mean by that is not that it has nothing to do with the quality of it, but however, there are no choruses on this thing. Everything is set up so that nothing repeats itself, which makes it a little hard to digest. On top of that, it sounds a little bit less like that album was written as much as it was composed on sheet music. Everything is very intricately done, a lot of attention to detail, but it's very dense. After Ice Level, they lost 2 members of their band, and that brings us to Electric Balloon. Electric Balloon is much more streamlined than anything they've done so far. It's much more straightforward. However, with that in mind, there's still plenty of weirdness to go around here. Because I think what this album channels the most of any band is probably Talking Heads, or maybe Devo. Or maybe Devo if they were really into soul music, I think would be a good comparison. But really broadening the band's palette this time around is that they have the people who once, or the members that once did vocal harmonies, are now doing the vocal melodies here. So they're taking the lead vocals, and so you have songs like PRPL, which has Felicia Douglas, really bringing home this song that sounds almost like a Grizzly Bear song. It's very mellow, very beautiful, very well put together, but very unlike some of the earlier songs on this album, like Daydream, which is kind of like this fiery, nervous rock song that has lead singer Carlos Hernandez kind of, moving around in a falsetto, not unlike a David Byrne, for example. Also, Becca Kaufman, who's now doing some lead vocals as well, really knocks it out of the park with songs like Sears, Roebuck M&M's, and my personal favorite, Electric Balloon, where you're really marrying this weird avant-garde delivery with jazz. And, I think it works, and I think it's great. But bringing it back into perspective, a lot of this is a huge shift from their Ice Level days, because you have a lot of songs that feel almost improvised. There's a lot of, everything feels instinctual here. Not that it feels rushed, but everything feels much more energetic. But that doesn't mean that things are less weird. This album, and Electric Balloon, is littered with great songs. Plain Speech is a personal favorite. And Crown is also good as well, and both of those songs really have moments where the song takes an abrupt, I would say, left turn into another direction that it wasn't seeming to go in before. And so it's really, I really responded to this album because it had a lot of surprises in it. Now, with that being said, I think that there are some experiments on this album that don't necessarily work as well. I think that the last 2 tracks on this album, Janice and Ab Ovo, they feel a little bit more improvised, and that you don't really see the band firing on all cylinders like they do for most of this album. And so even though these songs aren't really bad, they don't really fit together almost. And I don't, I think compared to some songs that are just, big, like Plain Speech or PRPL, something like Ab Ovo just doesn't feel like it's on the same level. And I realize that I'm running out of time, so if you're interested in this review and you're interested in more like this, just check out earbuddy.net. That's where we do a lot of our written reviews. If you want to tell me how wrong I am or how much of an idiot I am, please do so in the YouTube comments below, or if you want to hear me ramble on about another album out there. I'll see you next time.